How exciting is it to be back here in the gates, getting to be a part of this camp again for the first time in a couple of years? I know it had to be disappointing to not be able to have this last year for you.
Yeah, I was really excited about how hard our staff worked to, after taking a year off, to get everybody back. And you have some young people who are graduating on to their high school sports and all that stuff. And we've had a great crowd. It's the largest camp we've had in my 10 years here, and the kids are really enthusiastic. Our players are really enthusiastic, and I'm excited to get back to the norm of how we operate and have the enthusiasm and work on getting better at basketball. So it's been a great week so far.
I was going to say, I know for you this is something you look forward to every year, every summer. Just how much does it mean to you to be able to get back and have this camp again, especially just given last year?
Well, I'm reminded with my 9 and 12-year-old how important this camp is to young people. And it's usually me throwing atomic elbows at them to get them out of bed in the morning, and they're up at 5:45 picking out what jersey they're going to wear. So I'm excited to engage and connect with young people, connect with the city, work with my players without a mask on, and I'm having a blast this week. I'm disappointed it's over. Today's the last day of camp, but had a great time with the young people in the community. Seen a lot of friends, dropping off their kids here, and I'm excited to start working with my players. This week's our first week of summer access, so just excited about what we got coming back and the newcomers and playing some basketball too.
You kind of mentioned it too, just the biggest camp turnout you had. How cool is it to see the turnout you guys have had and see the kids so excited to come out here and play basketball? Obviously a sport that you love and obviously your players love.
Well, having fun with the young people, that's huge. And our players do a great job of engaging, and just the ability to connect with people again. My players are ready, the kids are ready, and they've had a blast out here this week.
What's been your favorite part of camp here so far for you personally?
Well, I love the competitions and watching the young guys and girls kind of figure out how they play the game. And I love the youngest age groups are the best because they're just so naive to the games, and any sort of success, stacking a couple dribbles together, that's exciting, or just watching them high five with our players. That stuff is all fun. So it's hard to put one thing above the other, but probably watching our players engage in high five, that's probably my favorite part of the week.
For you guys as a team, obviously, like you mentioned, it's your first week of summer access. Just how do you feel about this group you guys have coming back here this summer?
Well, we were the only team in the country last year to shoot 50% from the floor, 40% from three. I love our skill. I think it's going to translate into success on the floor. But more importantly, I just like our locker room. I like the mentality. We got gym rats. And I think we won the recruiting this year in a weird COVID virtual recruiting market. I like the guys that we're bringing in, and I think they complement our returners really well. And excited to get fans in the stands and have a successful season. And really, even before we get there, I'm just looking forward to a true off season of development and having fun with our team.
I was just say, obviously, like you mentioned, it was a tough year for everybody last year. Just how do you feel like your guys grew and ultimately, were able to overcome the challenges last year presented?
Well, we have winners, and at no point last year did they ever make excuses or basically make any sort of frustration with the situation. They knew they were blessed to be able to play the game. They had a lot of people behind the scenes working to allow them to play, and nobody ever complained. And so to get through that year, get better as a team, be playing your best basketball at the end of the year, and to stay healthy and safe, I think it was a success on so many different levels. And I'm just really appreciative to all the people that put in a lot of hard work, from our health providers to our administrators to our university, to have college basketball last year. And I'm ready to take a step forward and really compete and worry about more than just playing a game. Let's compete to win the game as we progress into this year.
I was going to say, obviously last year, tough year to be your first year in a new conference, but how do you guys feel like you grew and learned from that first year, and what can you take into year two in the horizon?
It's hard to gauge anything with last year and with the league other than, there's very good coaches, there's really good players. I love the fact that, the regional competitiveness of it, being able to get home after a game, and the rivalries we're going to create. But now that we're going to get fans in the stands, we'll get a true feel for what this league is all about.
I know you kind of touched on it a little bit too. Just how do you feel about the transfers you guys have brought in? Obviously, Damian got to be one of the high-profile ones for you guys, and I know you mentioned earlier just your excitement level to bring a couple of these guys back.
Well, and not just the transfers, but our freshman newcomers, and I'm excited about everyone coming into our program. I thought in the fall when we signed 2 freshmen, I thought we won that battle. Got some guys that maybe shouldn't have in a non-COVID year, and they bought into what we're selling in our locker room and how we play the game and our style of play, and then continued that through with the transfers. And so I love the guys coming back. The fact that Jared gets another year, Deontay gets another year, Bobby, Jalen Pipkins. I mean, those are some good players that get an extra year of eligibility. And then you throw in, a Damian who took his team to the NCAA tournament, averaged 15, 4, and 5, and now gets to play at a faster pace, which I think really fits him. I'm excited, but so many good players, and we're going to have some great depth. And so I just look forward to developing them in this offseason.
I was going to say, you kind of touched on it a little bit too, just how excited are you to add Damian to the fold? Like you said, a guy who's won, a guy who's done a lot of good things out at the Mount, and now you get to bring him here and see what he can really do when he gets to open his game up.
I'm absolutely excited about that. He just creates, be able to get Jared off the ball a little bit. If we take care of the basketball, we can be an elite offensive team. The fact that we shoot it so well and move the ball so well, but we just got to make sure we're taking care of it. I think he adds some experience there at the point guard and be able to take Jared off the ball too, so we can focus on scoring the ball. Will really, really help us.
As you guys head into the summer here, what's your guys' focus as you guys head throughout this summer and your workouts as you guys get ready for the fall?
Just connecting as a group. I mean, even last year we separated according to apartments and so forth. Just connecting as a group, enjoying, learning how to play together, and then just the excitement of a new season that's going to be a little bit more normal. And then also keeping that edge of last year was not as successful as I think we all thought it should have been with the talent we had in the locker room, and putting that group that we think should be playing well onto the floor.
Yeah, how hungry is this group? You mentioned, obviously it's tough to gauge a year like last year, but you kind of said it, not the year you guys were hoping for. How hungry is this group coming into this year?
They're extremely hungry, and they love to play the game, and the newcomers have brought a hunger with them as well. And they've only been here for a short period of time, but I see it with the way they're attacking their workout so far and how they're attacking their summer, and I'm just excited to get back to working with the guys in the summer.